a meaningful chance of winning. And
New questions tonight about whether the race for U.S. Senate in Michigan is still competitive after the National Republican Senate Committee announced it was pulling $850,000 in TV ads.
And that's money that would have been spent to support Terry Lynn Land in her campaign against Democratic Congressman Gary Peters.
Fox 17 political reporter Paul Cicchini joins us in the studio with more on what's being said about the money and the race for Senate.
Yeah, well, it's nearly $1 million in ad buys that's being shifted to other races across the country. It doesn't mean there isn't money coming in to keep Terry Lynn Land on TV.
they're having to pull money here in a race that they would have liked to have won to really shore up their opportunities in other races where they thought they were pretty sure to win.
The National Republican Senate Committee made the announcement Tuesday. It was canceling plans to spend $850,000 in Michigan on ads supporting Terry Lynn Land in a race for U.S. Senate with Democratic Congressman Gary Peters.
It tells me that Michigan, despite being competitive on a statewide level for Republicans, maybe is not really a gettable race for the Republicans in terms of national races.
Fox 17 reached out to NRSC Independent Expenditure Committee consultant Ron Bonjean, who said, in part, "We are monitoring the state very closely. No one should be surprised to see us make a significant investment in this race in the coming days and weeks. We strongly believe Terry Lynn Land will be a U.S. Senator on November 4th. The Michigan Campaign Finance Network says Land and her supporters have spent $18.2 million on the race, while Peters and his supporters have spent $14.1 million. Calvin College political science professor Kurt Pyle suggests it's not all about the money.
In terms of the national party and what the national party stands for, it's not resonating in the same sort of way, perhaps, that the state party's been able to achieve.
The Peters campaign, in a statement to Fox 17, agreed, saying in part, despite being outspent 2-to-1 on false negative attacks from Land and her special interest allies like the Koch brothers, Gary has all the momentum because he's the only candidate that Michigan middle-class families and small businesses can count on. Despite the loss of money from the NRSC, the president of Ending Spending Action Fund told Politico it has increased and extended its existing $1.2 million Michigan ad buy in support of Land. Money aside, Heather Swift, Land campaign spokeswoman, says in part in a statement to Fox 17, over the next few weeks, Land will continue to talk directly to voters about the issues that matter to them. Now, in just this afternoon, a new poll from Republican firm Wenzel Strategies put the Land-Peters race within the margin of error. But if you go over to polling aggregator Real Clear Politics, they show 10 Senate races that are toss-ups. Michigan is not among them, and Gary Peters has on average about an 8-point lead. But the race remains up in the air, of course, a few weeks out because you never really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, what, 4 weeks out now?
Yep, 4 weeks out.
It seems astonishing that $30 million has been spent on this race.
Yeah, over $30 million, and obviously a lot of that is coming from outside of the state of Michigan because the expenditures from the campaigns themselves are closer to $15 million or so combined.
Shows you how important it is to win the Senate.
All right, thanks, Paul.